Is the market done selling off? Will we see further downside? And if it's done, these altcoins are showing the most strength and are the ones you want to watch. This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when I drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, AltcoinBuzzIO, and as always, not financial advice, and wish you the best of luck in your crypto ventures. We've had wild volatility in the cryptocurrency market over the past week and is recovering now, which is a good sign, but the crypto market got massively oversold, presenting a buying opportunity for anybody with cash. It seems like for now, the worst of the sell-off has happened, so where do we go from here? Fundstrat's Tommy Lee had this to say on CNBC.
Do you get the feeling that this is not going to be a major sell-off?
For now, I think it is the former that you described. You know, we have over 3 days, suddenly markets reversed and, Japan down over 20%. And as you're pointing out, the NASDAQ could even, decline further. Declines like that are generally symmetric, but you have to watch the VIX. And when the VIX peaks and starts to roll over and fall down, the recovery can be just as quick. I think a lot of this depends on whether financial conditions in the U.S. start to tighten, meaning like, do markets seize up? But with interest rates falling, the consumer's still in pretty good shape. I think on the other side of this, it'll look like a growth scare. But it doesn't mean that
it's a
today's
growth
the bottom.
Scare.
Yes. But it does seem like, as we look back, a lot more this is because of the surprise hike from Japan and the sort of knock-on effects from there. If that is the primary source of the reaction, I know it's going to be tumultuous for markets, but for the U.S. economy, it's not necessarily bad news. And I think that's why we can balance.
Today is officially the day after Black Monday in August 2024. The worldwide financial markets were in turmoil. Top performers like Apple, Nvidia, and Amazon were all down, some in double digits. The Asian market took center point in this turmoil, and we saw the biggest two-day drop for the Nikkei, the Japanese stock index, in history. And South Korea halted trading altogether. So how's the situation in the Asian market today? On Monday, the Nikkei index fell 12.5%, and that was the largest drop ever since the Black Monday event of 1987. This was the largest point loss in its history, and it had already fallen 5.8% last Friday. At the base of all this is the Bank of Japan to hike interest rates by 25 basis points. It was their first rise in interest since 2007. This affected the yen carry trade, and this resulted in the worldwide crash of financial markets. The unwinding of this yen carry trade caused a reduction in global liquidity. For example, it hit hard on US treasuries and crypto markets, and it also impacted US stock markets and European markets. But where does this leave the Japanese market today? Well, there's good news. The Nikkei index has recovered by 10.4% at the time of writing. We've also been publishing a bunch of articles all week on what's happening in the market, so make sure to check those latest articles out on our website, linked down below. And Mando on X writes some tips for this morning. 1. Come to terms with the loss. Calculate your portfolio and get a game plan. 2. Expect in the coming days that some funds, protocols will be insolvent and there will be more of a fallout. 3. Be wary reaching out for high-risk assets to make it back. These often take a while to recover. 4. Don't expect a V-shaped recovery. DCA if you have stables. 5. Simplify your positions so they're easy to track. And 6. Survive. Think about what you can make in 1 year rather than next month. As the sell-off in the global markets intensified on Monday, the JP Morgan trading desk shows that the rotation in tech sector is almost done and that the market is very close to offering a tactical buy-the-dip opportunity. With the NASDAQ sinking by 5% in the early trading hours on Monday, the calls of a possible Fed emergency meeting started to come out. It'll be interesting to see whether the Fed intervenes in this market turmoil by announcing a 50 basis point rate cut much before September. However, the volatility index has surged significantly above the 50 levels, last seen during a COVID-19 pandemic crash of April 2020. JP Morgan's head of positioning intelligence said overall we think we're getting close to a tactical opportunity to buy the dip, and our tactical positioning monitor should dip further in the next few days. That said, whether we get a strong bounce or not could depend on future macro data. There are currently some altcoins which are presenting a good buy the dip opportunity. Chainlink's price is currently at a multi-month low and is poised for potential recovery if investors act contrary to broader market cues. According to the network growth indicator, there's been a sharp uptick in the last 24 hours. This uptick represents an increase in new addresses i.e., new investors joining the network. The rise in new investors signals the crypto asset is gaining traction in the market, which could translate to growth. Secondly, the new investors joining at current prices will likely attempt to accumulate now and sell later. Whether they sell or not is secondary, since the market value to realized value, or MVRV ratio, supports accumulation. The MVRV ratio evaluates investor profit and loss, and currently Chainlink's 30-day MVRV is at negative 30%, indicating extreme losses but very low selling pressure. Historically, Link MVRV between negative 4% and negative 14% typically signals the beginning of recoveries and rallies, marking an accumulation opportunity zone. And amid the recent crypto market recovery, Bitcoin and Ethereum remain to be investors' preferred choices as they're considered safe assets amid the current uncertainty. Spot Ethereum ETFs had a positive day of inflows following a massive market crash that sent the asset tumbling 23% in less than 24 hours. On August 5th, the aggregate inflow for the 9 newly launched Spot Ethereum ETFs was $49 million, its second highest inflow day since the fund started trading. Additionally, it is only the fourth day of inflows in the past 10 days of trading, suggesting that institutional investors were indeed buying the Ethereum dip. BlackRock's ETH fund led the pack with an inflow of $47.1 million, bringing the total flow of funds to the project to $760 million. VanEck's fund had an inflow of $16.6 million, closely followed by Fidelity with $16.1 million. Ethereum markets were hammered yesterday, with the asset tanking to its lowest price in 2024 at $2,171 on August 5th. It was the steepest and fastest decline in ETH prices since May 2022, with the asset dumping 34% in less than a week. However, markets have shown signs of recovery during the Tuesday morning Asian trading session, with ETH reclaiming $2,500. For the uptrend to continue, it needs to reach and break resistance at $2,900, though this could take some time, especially if Bitcoin is slow to recover. With the crypto market recovering, we can see some green numbers reflecting after the bloodbath we saw yesterday. But one thing that caught my attention are the altcoins showing the most bounce in this current state of market, and all of these altcoins have some strong narrative behind them. Alark Davis shared on X the top 5 coins leading the bounce are Tau, which is an AI, AKT, which is in DePIN, Brett, a meme coin, Ondo in RWA, and EOS in DePIN. Interestingly, the most hyped narratives of the cycle are showing the most strength right now. Study strength. Notably, amid the market drop, asset management giant BlackRock deposited over $8.1 million in USDC to Ondo Finance's platform. Ondo Finance is one of the most prominent players in the tokenized RWA sector. In March, it made headlines for transferring $95 million to BlackRock's tokenized fund to facilitate instant settlements for the Ondo short-term US government fund backed by US Treasuries. In parallel, Pendle, the native token of Pendle Finance, experienced a significant surge, increasing by 36.5%. The recent price surge coincides with a listing announcement from Upbit, a major centralized exchange in South Korea. Upbit has scheduled Pendle trading to start on August 6th, with trading pairs in Korean won and Bitcoin. Pendle Finance is a DeFi platform focused on tokenizing yield on Ethereum. It allows users to trade tokens while earning yields by dividing assets into principal tokens and yield tokens. This model has significantly boosted Pendle's popularity in the DeFi space, leading notable industry figures such as BitMEX's co-founder Arthur Hayes to label the project the future of DeFi. As prices start to stabilize in this area, with Bitcoin hovering between $50 and $55K, it now looks like a great dip buying opportunity if you have stablecoins ready to go.